Hey guys, it's me, Shane. I'm here to give you another Digimon Adventure 2020 reboot episode recap and review. Today's episode is episode 39, Jyagamon Potato Hell. Let's dig in. We're at episode 39. I was sure this was going to be a 50 episode anime, and I appreciate an episode like this, and I will surely explain it to you in the end. If you remember last time we were able to. Gabumon was hung up on a cross, and we had to save him. Well, we being Yamato and Joe, they saved him, and the others had to quickly caught up to them. So now we have all 8 chosen children here together, and it's time for us to find Faga. Faga. Who knows what Faga is? But they are. Tailmon points out that they're coming up to a safe haven for traveling Digimon, and it's Ty kind of compared it to, was it Ty? I believe Ty or Sora. Someone compared it to it being an oasis. Ty did. Ty said that, and so Tailmon says it's always important for us to rest before we get to the before you have a battle or get to the next battle. And as soon as they get there, all Digimon smell food at the oasis. So Agumon, Piomon, they run off. Palmon doesn't go anywhere without Mimi, so they shuffle along behind them. And Joe kind of wonders, is it safe? So Joe gets off and goes with them. Hikari, Takaru, Yamato, they're on deck with their 3 Digimon. And I guess they're just trying to find a place to park Kondomomon. As they get inside, they find out that it is a big ass burger place. And in this burger place, we see tons of Digimon. Actually, let me show. We've seen Budmon before. I'm trying to figure out who this was, but we saw this Digimon, and this little guy was eating a burger. Oh God, trying to set things up makes things really difficult. Slowing up because then we have just a flood. We see they didn't identify Mushomon, but Mushomon, who is a red version of Penguinmon. Essentially, Mushomon lives in tropical areas. If you guys don't know, there are some penguins that live in southern tropical areas, but there's no snow. It's just they go between rocks and they swim. Traditionally, those are called puffins. I believe they also have some in Iceland, which coincidentally doesn't have a ton of ice. There's Kunimon. Oh, 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 I'm sorry. There we go. There's Kunimon. Kunimon is one of the older Digimon that's been around for a very long time. I believe traditionally now its traditional evolution stage is Flymon, the giant bee. And now that Flymon has other forms they can go into, it's pretty good, right? There's Floramon. Floramon has been around for quite a long time, actually since the first Digimon Adventure season 1. And then there's one of my favorite Digimon. Oh no, I messed up. I goofed a little bit, but there's Kamemon. Literally, oh, there we go. Literally, his name means turtle. This is Turtlemon. One of my favorite Digimon. He showed up in, uh, first he was someone's partner in Digimon Savers. That's technically season 5. And then he shows up in Cross Wars. And this one, even though you see a little ice, a lot of Kamemon have their eyes hidden by that large helmet they have. One of my favorite because I like turtles, if you pay attention to some of my social media handles. And the one who is delving out burgers. I bet you guys didn't see this one coming. Well, while my picture is loading up, the one that's serving them out burgers, first of all, the Kunimon is delving out burgers. It has fries on there, but it's delving out burgers, and everyone's eating them. And Digimon, Agumon and Piomon come back with burgers, and Sora and Ty are wondering, is it okay for us to eat this without paying for it? And Palmon's like, that's the thing you were trying to get us to eat. And she's like, yeah, they're excited. And then you have Bergamon. Bergamon is the one that's making all of those burgers. And Bergamon's like, yeah, please take them for free. That's what they're here for, right? And if you remember Bergamon actually came from Digimon Frontier. That's season 4 for us Westerners. Uh, and in there, season 4 was one of the ones that started this whole we. It sprinkled a little bit of the what level are these, but they corrected that, especially when they got to Digimon Savers, also known as Digimon Data Squad in English. Uh, and Bergamon had the little one like that, which is a child form. There was the parent Bergamons. There was a mom and dad, and there were these little things. These little things. These are called Torikara Ballmon. They're very funny, very cute little Digimon, and all the while they're happily delving out burgers to anyone that's coming there. And to make sure I don't forget anything. And the food is actually very great, superior. And one of the funny things is that Sora goes, this is kind of like a highway service station. Don't you think? Me was like, I have no clue what that is. Me and my family, we usually fly everywhere. Rich girl Mimi, but she's enjoying the food nonetheless. And did I actually skip that part? No, I didn't. So Joe is noticing something, and before they have this conversation, Joe goes, "Wait a minute, no one's eating the fries." And the children are like, "Well, we're gonna get to him." He's like, "No, the other Digimon are not eating the fries." And he literally starts to freak out. He's like, "Fries are the best part of this. This cannot stand." And you get going. I think it was Gomon going, Joe. They're trying to. It's like, why is he so upset? We'll get to that more in a minute. Meanwhile, Hikari and Telmon there, she's going, so you've been here before. And Telmon's like, I'm just glad this place is still standing. Given everything that they've been through and everything they've seen, just happy that it's still standing. And suddenly, a sandstorm appears, but it's actually just Kodomon. And Kodomon is feeling itchy from all the sand. Yamato's like, yeah, he did go through the jungle and the plains. He would be feeling kind of dirty. But then suddenly, we get a very cute triple take of a washed Kodomon with bubbles around it, just looking back at its friend. And this one has its eyes showing, which is one thing I actually do appreciate is that some Digimon, they are the same type and the same level, but they have variances in what they look like, and that's very much appreciated. It does give each of them their own kind of personality. And excuse me. Meanwhile, they're all like, "Wait a minute! So you're one of the friends that got revived? Oh crap! There's a bunch of Kodomon and a bunch of other Digimon being washed, and they are being washed by uh, it's I don't know if I can say it's a fan favorite. I don't know if people who only pay attention to mainstream Digimon know this Digimon, but it's known by most fans. This is Lunamon. Lunamon was first shown in Digimon. What was it? I think it was Sunburst and Moonlight or Moon Dance. That's when this Digimon first showed up, but it did also show up in the series. I believe it showed up during. Actually, I can just find out right here. Showed up in Cross Wars. That's the first anime appearance, but this Digimon's been around for a long time. Uh, it looks like a rabbit because it is a rabbit. It's based on, you know, Japanese folklore. There's a rabbit on the moon. That's what they see when they see the dark spaces, and a bunch of other things, especially with the Moon Princess Kaguya. That's I invite you to look up the mythos. It's very very cool. And so Lunamon's using bubbles to clean everything, and like I'll clean every Digimon. She goes, well, I'm saying she, but she goes over to Gabumon. Gabumon hides behind Yamato. I was like, no, I don't want to be washed. Which, of course, the folklore behind Gabumon's technically a lizard wearing the digital pelt of a Garurumon, which begs the question: what came first, Garurumon or the Gabumon? Because when Gabumon wears enough of it, it turns into Garurumon. Who knows? But anyway, Tentomon and Koshiro, they see a Tankmon, and Tankmon is just asleep. And it has a very metallic snore. Like it just it's weird to describe. If you've seen the episode, you know what I mean. But it has a very metallic snore, and Telmon says, yeah, these are mercenary Digimon. This is basically what they do when they're not working. So we do get to see that some Digimon can choose what path they take in life. They're not just all in an evil army or all in a good army. They're here just doing what they want to do or what they need to do. I get very heavy Digimon World vibes from this episode. It reminds me of that game, the first game, so much. And now we're gonna go back to Joe still going on about the fries, and he's eating the fries, and he's happy, and he's explaining to Gomon, and basically the others, but mostly the Gomamon, that the reason why he really loves fries is because when he snuck away from his parents, he would go to a burger joint and spend the little bit of allowance he had, to buy a meal, and he would just take his time eating the fries, and enjoying that moment of peace and solitude when he's not engaging in the entrance exam wars, as he called it. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, this cutie pie takes a fry from him. This is a brand new Digimon called Potamon. Probably if they're gonna give it an English name, probably call it Potatomon. But obviously, Potamon loves potatoes, loves the French fries, and Bergamon grabs the French fries that the other Digimon are eating. It just throws it at him, and he sucks them all up and gulps them down. And Joe is like, "Oh, you like fries too?" And he gives a loud burp. This cutie pie, just like Bergamon goes burger burger, this little guy goes potato potato. Kind of reminds me of was it uh, Eduardo from Foster's House of Imaginary Friends. But anyway, uh, this guy and Joe, they literally hit it off instantly. Even me and Palma noticed that they became fast friends over potatoes. They're potato pals, potato buds. Technically, all they're saying is potato mon, which can also be translated as potato friends, like potato tomodachi. Gomamon tastes fries. Gomamon loves the fries, so they're all happy. They're all running about. But then Bergamon says, "Yeah, this is actually the last day we're gonna have French fries because the other Digimon have." It was decided by everyone because I guess they don't eat it, and even Bergamon looks very disappointed that they're not gonna have any more fries. And Potatomon is just hurt, and it grabs the last bit of fries that it can and stuffs his mouth, and just like wait. And while it has tears streaming down his eyes, it's just looking at Joe. And Gomon's like, maybe he wants to be alone for a little bit. And he runs off, and Joe feels his pain because Joe has this connection with French fries because it's a moment of peace for Joe. So meanwhile, while this is happening, Hikari comes up with a broom, and Taichi's like, "Oh hey," and she's like, "Is everything all right? Is something happening?" He's like, "Kinda, sorta," and he's like, "What's going on with the broom?" All the chosen children are actually helping clean the Kodomamon that they have been riding on, which is I love that they have this connection with this transport Digimon. I really hope nothing happens to Kodomamon. I can see that being a focal point of someone snapping and going to mega form, someone snapping and going to kill whatever villain does that. So they're all cleaning, they're all having a good time, and Goemon tries to cheer up Joe with Potato, saying, "Hey, we can't have our leader sad." And remember, Tillmon and Hikari had not been there since that whole Joe saying he's the leader moment because he's the oldest. And they're like, "Oh, he's the leader? Okay, didn't know this." And Joe's like, "You're right. I shouldn't be sad. We'll figure it all out." And Joe ends up slipping on the bubbles, and the bubbles catch on him, and he gets a bubble afro. And Sora notices, she's like, "Man, these things are really springy. Like they don't pop instantly." And those are Lunamon's bubbles, which I didn't know until today. The Lunamon was technically a deep savers type of water aquatic like Digimon, which I can see how that works with the moon and things of that nature. So meanwhile, while Joe has his bubble throw, Potato Man is so sad, and it's just like so. He keeps repeating over and over, so it's finished, and it gets a dark flash in its eyes. It's evolution time. This thing goes from rookie child form to Jyagamon. Jyagamon is the ultimate level Digimon, and as with most ultimate level Digimon in this show, it is a massive size Digimon. First time we saw Jyagamon on screen was in Digimon Season 3, aka Digimon Tamers, and we saw a herd of them. And they weren't as massive as this guy, but we saw a herd of them, like hundreds of them, rush over a Meramon and kill it. As in that version of the digital world, it's eat or be eaten all the time. That is the case in this show as well, which is basically a nice little merger of all the different versions of the digital world that we've seen through Digimon media. But in this one, there's this one large Digimon, and as soon as he comes out, it's raining potatoes, and these potatoes, these potatoes start to freaking glow. And I realized I actually missed a Digimon that appears. So while it's glowing, these things are glowing so fast and exploding that even Agumon doesn't have to time to digivolve. And you have Koshiro telling Kodomamon, you need to pull back. That's when they discovered everything's exploding. Burgermon and Lunamon are trying to get the Jyagamon to stop because they're like, hey, this is an oasis, don't do this. They save him. Well, Tai and Agumon save them. And I don't want to forget this, so I'm going to do this live. A Digimon who is so new. This little guy, Pusurimon. This is the baby form of Hedgemon. And this Digimon first appeared literally in 2019 in Digimon Arise, the phone game. I have not had the privilege of playing the game. I have downloaded it, but I did not have time because I play a bunch of other different phone games. But it was very nice to see this Digimon appear. It is, of course, Yamato who picks him up on top of Greymon. They're dodging these potato bombs. They're trying to swat them away, which is something to make note of because they're swatting them away without knowing what Digimon this is. And we get another Digimon cameo. I'm trying to make sure I get this right. Oh no, yeah, this is his first. This Digimon only appeared in digital pet devices. This is Blimpmon. Only appeared in digital pet devices as well as the card game, the original card game. Thing has two sets of eyes, and you have Bergermon trying to pick this guy up, saying, "Yeah, we have to move all these Digimon out. We got to get them out." It's looking like a war zone with all the exploding potatoes. And I believe it's Koshiro who's able to type on his little MacBook, little pineapple book, and sees that it's Jyagamon, and Jyagamon is an ultimate level Digimon. Uh, Everybody's at their champion levels right now because Goldmon turns to Kakumon just swatting away these things, and as it swats away again, Joe falls off of him, rolling towards Jyagamon, and a bunch of his fries in his bag falls out, and Jagamon's rushing forward, and Kakumon's like, you're not gonna hurt my Joe," but stops when he realizes that Jyagamon starts to eat the fries off of the ground. And Joe instantly knows this is my potato buddy. This was Potemon. And this is when I first was able to see the scale of Jyagamon. Like, Jyagamon is roughly slightly bigger than Ikakumon, who is also an already pretty large Digimon. So, make sure I got this right. Joe basically explains, I want him, I want to get him back to remembering who he is. I want him to remember I'm his friend. He's not a bad Digimon. He's just really upset about the potatoes going. He knows why he evolved. When Ikakumon asked why he did evolve, this is why. Out of grief and out of sadness, and I understand because if I didn't have these potatoes, I would probably feel the same way. So then we get the winter music playing, which is really great. It actually started giving me the feels because this was a really good moment for Joe. And Joe basically says to everyone, he's like, "Hey, this is Potemon. I want to save him. Guys, help me." Everybody's like, "Heck yeah, we're gonna help you." So Joe turns to Kakumon, gets him to digivolve into Zudomon, and unfortunately now Jyagamon has this attack where the potato bombs, which I'm just realizing that they're potato bombs, like potato bomb launchers. The potatoes, they glow purple before they explode, but they are now circling around him. And before he turned into Zudomon and Kakumon and Tailmon try to bat him away, but it's at this point that when as they're all batting away, when Togemon uppercuts one, and Togemon's by Kodomamon, and Mimi's on top of Kodomamon, the suds, the bubbles get on it and stop it from exploding. Joe notices it. Ty mentioned it, but Ty didn't come up with the plan. Joe came up with the plan and said, "Mimi, I want you to bring Kodomamon between me and Zudomon." And the plan is, and Mimi thought he missed, when Zudomon comes down with his hammer, when Jyagamon moves forward and throws all those, looks like an ancient power attack from Pokemon, but all those floating potato bombs, the power of the draft from the hammer going up makes all the suds come off of Kodomamon and wrap around the exploding potatoes and stops them from exploding and captures Jyagamon in place. Hikari Hikari and Telmon goes, let's help, leader and Zudomon out. She evolves into Angel Woman. Angel Woman says, "Hey, I'm gonna help you out real quick," and uses her holy arrow to power up the hammer. And the hammer has her sigil on the end of it, like hovering off the end of it. Joe touches the very bottom of this massive hammer because the hammer is like this. It's like me grabbing it like this. And not only is Ikakumon glowing that because Joe's color's black, so it's like a whitish black. Joe starts to glow a whitish black too. And it looks like Ikakumon throws it, but Ikakumon kind of throws it a bit, and Joe's holding this. And Angel Woman's like, put all your heart into this attack to get him back. Joe's holding on to the hammer, literally using it, and slams it right on top of Jagamon's head, like a little potato mon. His eyes, his eyes and mouth are glowing white after the hammer hits, and the hammer, of course, recoils back. It's basically Monier, and Zudomon notices that Joe's not on the end of it. Joe is still standing in front of Jyagamon with a potato, saying, "Hey, remember, buddy, we're potato buddies. You're better than this." And it actually works because instead of getting that same red flash before when he was looking at Joe, he happily eats it and just goes round, 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 jaga, jaga. Which is quite interesting that out of sorrow and a bit of grief, it digivolved into this thing, and its speech changed to it saying its name over and over again. Because Potato Mon could speak, aside from going potato, potato, but it could speak. So this is pretty interesting that some evolutions kind of stopped Digimon from speaking how they once did. But yeah, we're back to a new, where everything's copacetic, everything's good. Hikari thanks Angel Woman for lending them the power and helping them, and Ty's like, so Angel Woman's power can not only power up the Digimon, but it can power up the person, the partner as well. And everybody's proud of Joe, saying, "Hey Joe, hey Senpai, if it wasn't for you, you slipping and falling on the suds, we wouldn't have figured out how to solve all this. You solved this, it's you." And he's like, "I didn't slip. Stop saying I slipped." And we get a funny moment, Telma going, "So is he leader or is he senpai?" And Hikari's like, "He's both." So, so at this point, I think Bergermon and Sora they catch up and they're like, "Man, there's so much potato here. You can make tons of potato salad." Which then the idea arises. Bergermon uses all the potato to make potato themed burgers and potato themed dishes. And all the Digimon who didn't even like fries before, they are enjoying this. And Jagumon is able to eat all the fries and all the potato stuff at once because it technically created all of these extra attacks to do this. And he's saying, "Hey," Joe's saying, "Hey, buddy, we're potato buddies still. You be good, and we'll definitely see each other again." And the DSA, very wholesome episode, if I do say so myself. We have a new ending song, which is pretty nice. Make sure I didn't miss anything here. No, I didn't. But another thing, he stays Jagomon. A lot of times in the older shows, sometimes when they stopped a certain Digimon, it would turn back into its old form. No, stays Jagomon. That's pretty accurate for a lot of other Digimon media that they stay the same. So good on you, Digimon Adventure 2020. This ending, everyone's in the human. We're switching between them being digital world and human world with their partners. Everybody waking up first thing in the morning. Very good song, very nice animation. We get to see Tentomon brush his teeth with Koshiro, and it's weird because like the toothbrush is the mouth opens and it's in there, but I'm like, is there anything in there to brush? Okay, today's encyclopedia is Lopmon. When Koshiro tries to talk to Patamon about what does Lopmon look like, because he calls it mysterious Digimon. Because remember, he wasn't around. He Patamon basically says, "I bet Lopmon has a stiff neck carrying around those large ears." Next time, we're gonna see another Pendulum Z Digimon from I want to say the jungle one, because we're gonna see Tropiamon. Ty and Sora get to show off their soccer prowess, along with their Digimon learning it. Looks like it's gonna be a fun episode. But yeah, that was the episode, guys. This one was kind of it was fun. We got to see more of Joe's personality come out. I don't know. Someone told me in my comments in the last video what Joe's crest was before, and I don't remember what it was in Japanese. I know his crest of reliability in English, in the original Digimon they call him the Old Reliable Joe. I don't know what it technically is in Japanese, but I'm probably look it up and I'll have it for you next time. But this really showcased how he doesn't give up on anyone, and once he makes a friend with someone, he sticks by him. Uh, yeah, for that, for this could have felt like a filler, even though there is no manga that this is based on. You can call it filler if you want. Very good episode where we don't have to worry about death, like literal evil death. We're worried about just a situation. We're fixing it. Easily, I got to give this a 4. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the new song. I enjoy how everyone interacts with one another. I'm looking very much forward to seeing more team up attacks. Seeing if Tailmon stays as Angel Woman or if she becomes Nefertimon. I'm also looking forward to seeing if we're gonna get more Digimon Adventure past episode 50, because it looks like after this episode, maybe one more after the next one might be a filler, filler, maybe a nice little even pace episode. We never know. They're still heading towards Faga, and oh boy, yeah. So, guys, I liked the episode. Let me know what you thought of the episode down below in the comments. Please remember to hit that like button. Please subscribe, hit the notification button so you get notified of more videos like this. We do these every Sunday. Please share the video, especially if you got a Digimon fan or someone who wants to get into Digimon. I really advise Digimon Adventure 2020 for everyone. It is so good and so enjoyable for me. Well, not just for me, but it's enjoyable. I like it. Some people have problems with it, but stick around. I think you'll enjoy it, especially with how different it is. As always, guys, please be good, be blessed, wash your hands, wear a mask, Black Lives Matter, be good to yourself, and be good to others. And I will definitely see you next time.